Scientific discoveries help us understand how the world around us works. The scientists responsible for major discoveries often become famous for their work, and modern scientists use their discoveries as a basis for further research. One such scientist is a man named Charles Lyell. Lyell was born in 1797 in Scotland. As a boy, he was fascinated by all the books his father owned and became interested in geology, which is the study of rocks and land. With financial help from his father, Lyell travelled many places around Europe to study the development of landforms and meet important people, before writing his first book, Principles of Geology, which was published in 1830. In his book, Lyell took on the work of a geologist named James Hutton, but used his own research as evidence to prove his conclusion of uniformitarianism. After visiting Mount Etna in Italy, he said that because these natural monuments are made so slowly and that they must have been made in the same way since the beginning of time, that the Earth must be very, very old. It also contradicted the idea of catastrophism, the belief that the land was changed and shaped by unique catastrophic events, such as the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. People also believed that these phenomena were the result of supernatural causes, but Lyell proposed that there were natural and scientific reasons for this happening. After a while, his book became popular and people started believing what he had to say. In 1832, he married his wife Mary, who luckily for him was also interested in geology. They even honeymooned in the Swiss Alps to study the mountains together. The remainder of their lives was spent travelling and learning in locations all over Europe and North America, studying the different types of landforms there in the summer and spending winters at home, getting involved with social life and updating principles of geology with new discoveries. There ended up being 12 editions written before Lyell died in 1875. Mary had died of a sudden illness in 1873. By the time he died, his work was generally accepted as the absolute truth about geology, and his books sold really well. This means he was influential and even had connections to the royal family. Being knighted in 1848, he lectured at universities around the world and wrote a few other books, including 2 journals about his trips to America, a book called Elements of Geology about types of rocks and fossils found throughout Europe, and The Geological Evidence of the Antiquity of Man, which basically means we know the Earth is old, and people are old because of the rocks. This book was written as a way to support the evolutionary theory of Charles Darwin. Contrary to uniformitarianism, landforms can be formed by sudden geological events, as seen when Mount St. Helens blew its top and went from this to this during an eruption in 1980. Rather than all landforms happening slowly or by sudden catastrophic events, scientists have now discovered that a combination of both shapes our landscape. Lyell is seen as the first innovator in geology, and many geologists since have set out to either prove or challenge his principles. I hope you enjoyed this video and I would like to thank you for watching.